everything is vaguely organised to an extent. At least we know where it is. Whether anybody else would be able to work out where anything is, well, it doesn't really matter because you're not the ones packing it. Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm Callum, this is EnglishShooting, and let's get into the video. A slightly different backdrop for today's video and a very different style of video today, because as I was thinking of what video to make, it dawned on me that I've never actually showed you around Magload. And this is where I spend most of my time, day to day, week on week, month on month. I thought it was about time to show you around, show you what we do here, what capabilities we have, and just give you a general tour. Now, I'm not going to be able to show you absolutely everything, stuff like security arrangements, the armory, stuff like that. That needs to stay private for obvious reasons, but I will try and show you as much as I can. So at the moment, we're stood here in the lobby. This is the welcome area, the holding area. Of course, we can't just let people come straight into the workshop or into our secure area without making sure we know them or they're signed in first. It's, apart from the display cabinet behind, it's a little bit bare at the moment, but we are working on that. We've got some branding on the floor there. If you've seen us at shows, you will recognize that. And we have added our own little touch here and there. The main thing is the display cabinet behind us. It gives a good representation of all of the different products that we make, all of the different lines. And we also showcase some areas that we're very proud of in previously supporting other matches or even trophies from the team. More recently, we have the World Shoot Supporters plaque, which we're very, very proud to have been a part of. And we've got what Connor's names Old Sparky. This is the first printer that was ever used with Magload. This is where it began, and even the original filament, which gives birth to the yellow colour of Magload, the company colour. So moving out of the lobby, we're going to go into the main area here. As I said, again, I'm not going to be able to show you absolutely every area of here for security reasons, but I'm sure I'll be able to give a good enough tour for you to get the general gist. This is sort of our dumping ground, really. I was going to call it goods in, but that would maybe be amping up a little bit too much. The ever watchful Connor's behind me, as you can see, very much dumping ground area here. Connor's bike, he did see some sense and went on to 4 wheels eventually, and I've yet to convince him to get rid of the motorbike. So yeah, we've sort of got our goods in here, so any ins and outs will be stored here. We've got some guns actually going back. They've been laser engraved by us, having certain markings put on there. They're going back to a customer. We've actually had a gun arrive today for a customer to collect. I believe this has been off at J. Kenny & Co. to have some work done, and the customer lives local to us, and we're more than happy to take in gun deliveries, RFD transfers. We've also got our what we name our grinding bench. So a lot of you will know we do a lot with carbon fibre, be that our extension tubes, PPQ shrouds, our carbon fibre handguards, and this is where the majority of the prep happens, where they're cut to length, they're sanded down for a sort of even, sharp finish, and then glued up. Also our dummy cartridge manufacturing process. Quite simple, but it does the job. Of course, we get all the components in. We actually machine the slugs here in-house, and you'll see how that's done in a minute. So nothing really that interesting behind me right there, but we've also, we are civilized. We do have toilets, and yes, the answer is Pepsi Max, according to Connor's. This is sort of an extension of the lobby. We can't really fit everything in there. So if you want to come down, you want to have a look at stuff, then effectively the shop is here. So we have even more out on the shelves. If we've got it in stock, it will be on here. But we've got everything from our rifle component upgrades, CMMG upgrades, releases, magwells is obviously a big thing for us. Our new AR-22 line as well, so the 31 round magazine, the loaders, the adapters for those, a little bit of belt tech, so breech flag holders, all of our click magazine pouches. We also have a PCC pouch that's coming out very, very soon. This is sort of hybrid. Again, we haven't fully unpacked yet and got ready, but a bit of shotgun accessories, a few rifle bits, 15-22 accessories, magwells, safeties. And we even have, well, of course, what we're known for the most is our shotgun rigs and belts. So we've got some displays. This is actually my rig, this is Connor's rig, but they work as display rigs as well. You might also see some prototypes lying about. And also just 2-part belt rigs, demos. But we've also got the Magload museum. This is everything from failed prototypes to failed production runs. As you can see how many different iterations of the magazine we had, and this is actually the first finished production model, just to mark that. But some representative, some old items in there, but we've even got sort of the history of the loaders. So this is going back quite a long time, but the first double quad with the spring adjustment on there, obviously Nexus Pro, that's an original Nexus there. Some more prototypes of loaders and some more additional prototypes at the bottom. We like to remember that it takes a lot to release a product. You've got to fail a number of times usually to get it right, and that is just a reminder of all of that. Moving into here, this is probably, when I'm not up in the office, this is probably where I spend the majority of my time. So this is the packing area, the packing bench. This is where all of the customer dealer orders are processed, also where we tend to box up our loaders. So you can see here we've got a number of loaders ready to go into their boxes, all of the loader components, Velcro, firing pins. They're one of our best sellers, so they just stay out there permanently ready to pack, and a bit of a dumping ground and toolbox for assembly and sort of light processing of parts, and boxed up loaders there ready to go, and our packing shelves. So we've got some finished belts ready to go out. They just need to be boxed up. All of our boxes there moving in. We've got pouches, I said, PCC pouches coming out very, very soon. But we've got our AR-15 pouches, 15-22 pouches, our magazines, our new sights, loaders, stiffy belts, and yeah, all of our products, packaged belts, ready to go. Yeah, it's not the tidiest, but this is a working workshop. This is a working business, but you can see behind, like, everything is vaguely organized to an extent. At least we know where it is. Whether anybody else would be able to work out where anything is, well, it doesn't really matter because you're not the ones packing it. And actually, aside from my desk upstairs, this is another desk. Believe it or not, one of my many talents is sewing. And if you've bought one of our belts within the last 5 years or so, it would have been yours truly that sewed it, and that's all done on that sewing machine. Not your typical sort of sewing machine your mum might have. That thing will do sails, it will go through leather, it will go through your fingers without even blinking. Ask me how I know. A bit more of a dumping ground. Obviously, we are competitors, we are shooters, so we've got a lot of gear ourselves. So this is just our sort of range bag, dumping ground, and some tools and stuff underneath. Bit odd to have a gazebo in the workshop, but this is actually our laser area. So we do a lot of laser engraving in-house for other customers, be that markings on guns, serial numbers, but also our own products. I'll show you some stuff in a minute. It's a bit dark in there because light isn't getting in there, because we don't want any light to get out, because it is a laser area. When it goes live, no one's allowed in there without the appropriate PPE. Now we're moving a bit more into production within Magload. So we've got pretty much our main production machine here. This is a 5-axis CNC lathe. It's a Hardinge, or as we renamed it, Karen, because it does like to throw a little bit of a fit every now and again. It's currently set up for handguards. We've just done a batch here, so these are cut to length and then machined. Obviously quite rough at the moment, but we go through those by hand with a file to neaten up. But yeah, you can see it's got the jigs there to hold the handguards and all of the various other tools that we use, because we actually machine quite a lot now. It's something we're quite proud of. Going on to Connor's sort of machining bench, failed firing pin, but all of our firing pins are made in-house. As I was saying, we've got dummy cartridges, so we make the slugs on that machine as well. We've got charging handles. All of our charging handles are done in-house, and various other components as well for other products that you might not realize are all made here in-house at Magload. So we're in sort of the heart now of production. So this is where a lot of the processing will take place, where a lot of the products are made and assembled and finished. This is Paul Wyborn's desk. He's currently out at the Action Air World Shoot at the moment. Good luck to him. We're hoping he does bring home the gold.
What the fuck?
I think I'm going to chrono your ammo.
I was and then
Yeah. Emotional damage.
But yeah, you see he's got all of the components for most of the products here ready to go. We're actually building up some loaders for orders there at the moment. We're talking about laser engraving. This is one of the parts of the element middles, laser engraved in-house. We've got the laser engraved tops as well. We do our click back plates, which I'm struggling to find some at the moment. We've got actually some finished handguards. So these have been filed, these have been glued and bonded, and they are just curing, ready to go out to customers. Of course, we're very well known for our 3D printing, and it's not something that we do in-house at the moment. It's something we're looking to bring in-house as soon as possible. We want full control over all production, but the guys that do our 3D printing, it's an SLS bureau, and when people say 3D printing, your first thing is to think of, you know, old Sparky out there in the lobby. The stuff that we have printed is printed on a £250,000 worth of machinery, and it's not your squirty hot plastic FDM printer. It's SLS, it's selective laser sintering. And this is how it comes. So this is all the raw printed parts. So we've got raw magwells here. This is the mil spec element magwell. It all comes in white and is coloured in-house. We've got some raw shot savers there. So those are all ready to be coloured. Even some raw Nexus parts in white that we've got for a custom coloured order. But yeah, all of the sort of raw parts there. We've got back plates for loaders. Yeah, pretty much that's our parts stock bin. Got another little production area, some magazines being packed. We're now shipping these with the adapters, so we're just getting those packed up. We've got all of the nuts and hardware, all of the bolts and hardware and manuals for the magazines as well. There's basically our packing bench. It's another production bench. Some stuff is processed here, but predominantly packing. And as I said, there might be some prototypes lying about the place. More to come on that very, very soon. The process for us really, we've got those, we've got the white parts, the raw parts. They will come over here. Now, I'm not going to show you here because this is top secret, genuinely top secret. We were sworn to secrecy and let's say sweetened to keep secret on the process that we use, because it would actually potentially undermine quite a big business, quite a big company. We sell all the machines that do this process on an industrial level. We have our own process for doing it. It's a lot cheaper, a lot quicker, and a lot better. So we're not going to spill that secret sauce, but they will come into this area. This is where they're coloured. This is where they're processed, where they're finished. Once they've been coloured, then they come back into here. This is where all of the sort of hands-on processing will happen. So we've got these coloured bins. So the raw parts come in. You know, there's no inserts there. There's no nuts. There's no bolts. There's no back. So that gets added Then it comes over to this little pile here. So we've got finished products awaiting packaging. So we've got our manuals all neatly organized to an extent. These will go back onto the packing desk, go into our packaging, and then go into the packing area and then be sent out. We've got a little bit more of a storage zone down here. This is where a lot of the hardware is stored. Again, vaguely organized. We know where everything is, but everything from inserts for Nexus. There we go, there's some click 2-inch back plates, laser engraved here, tumbled here. So another element we don't yet have in-house is the laser cutting. So that comes in externally, we tumble them, we finish them, and then laser engrave them. And this is very much a dumping ground as well. It's a his and hers range bag drawer, so we're constantly chopping and changing our range bags depending on what discipline. So this is sort of the overflow of the discipline that we're not doing at that given day. So as you can see, actually very mini rifle at the moment, because we're focusing on shotgun or even LBP after the mini rifle world shoot. So an area for myself, area for Connors to overspill from our range bags, but we've got everything in here from the likes of magazines. We make a lot of products for magazines, so we need magazines to test with, everything from 12 gauge, 223, 22, and then we've got a bit of a blem cupboard because we don't always get it right. But yeah, that's very, very disorganized in there. Again, I'm not going to show you in there. We've got another dumping ground, a lot of storage. As you can see, Connors was once very much into his bikes, so again, I can't convince him to get rid of them here, even though they take up so much space. But yeah, bit of a dumping ground, but this is still a production machine. The action bars are finished on here, as well as a few other things. If there's some particular gunsmithing that needs to be done, then sometimes that helps out Connors. But yeah, that's about it downstairs. I think I missed off the kitchen, but you probably don't want to necessarily see in there, although it will probably give you no surprise that pretty much the only stock in the kitchen is Pepsi Max. Yes, that is about maybe a week, maybe 2 weeks supply here at Magload, because Pepsi Max is the answer. Something you might have seen, I didn't actually point out and touch on, the patch wall. As I said in a previous video, we went out to SHOT Show, first time visiting, and it is a patch whore's dream. So every single one of those managed to get at SHOT Show, and there were overflow. I keep on meaning to do a giveaway for those. Some of my favorites, I have to say, the 511 one, absolutely brilliant. That one, very happy to have got. That was a Vegas exclusive one, not SHOT Show. Do you even bench bro? I've got to love all the gun ones as well. The Zev Aero Precision. Yeah, just a good selection. Couldn't agree more. And now I'm gonna head upstairs quickly, because this is actually where I spend most of my time here at Magload. We've got a bit of a shirt wall going as well. We do want to add to it. If you've got a shirt that you want on display here, we won't say no. We accept mid-packers and pro shooters shirts. You will probably recognize the shirt. It is quite famous on the circuit for all of the wrong reasons. I keep on asking Connors for his shirt, but he, I don't know, he's not organized enough to give it to me. Yes, this is where, again, a lot of magic happens. How, I do not know. I really don't know how Connors manages to operate in this. This isn't...
It's in chronological order.
This is actually vaguely tidy from what he normally has his desk like. I know. How could it possibly be worse? It can. It definitely can. So you've got Connor's desk here, prototyping, so dehumidifier and heater for the filament to keep that stable. Bamboo Labs printer, that's where a lot of the prototyping is done, a little bit of production still. But yeah, you've got all sorts of goodies and trinkets on there. And okay, maybe stones and glass houses. My desk isn't that much tidier, but it is tidier. But I'm more of the the admin rather than the mad scientist. And as you can probably get a feel, I'm a big Lewis Hamilton fan and a big fan of Paul Oz, who does these pieces. I've got a little bit of a collection. Again, Lewis Hamilton, greatest second driver in the world, Valtteri Bottas, you know, little childhood mementos and stuff like that. And something a little bit different, IWA beer. This was the first year we went. I think they are probably past their best now of drinking. Of course, I'm a big Lego fan, so I'm often building various things, and this won't fit anywhere, or I'm not allowed to fit that anywhere at home. So that lives on my desk permanently, and every now and again we fire it up and have a bit of a play. Then we have sort of our, I don't know, accolades, trinket sort of wall. Maybe if accolades for some of these is the wrong phrase, but stuff like a cease and desist letter from Kentucky Fried Chicken for the infamous Kentucky patch, which I'm obviously not allowed to show. You definitely didn't see that. Got to meet Joe Michelat a while ago, and then various news articles, my photo being used on the front page of the Times. Shooting Times did an article. Believe it or not, I am educated, or at least I managed to fool the exam board that I was. And that's actually my final year project, 3D printing, and also that was actually the project that I did. Very, very boring, 3D printed millimeter waveguide components. And my patch wall, which as you can see is full. That's why I have the overflow. So there's not much room left there. And again, probably my favourite Paul Oz there, and just various other documents and stuff that I'm working on. I've got a little bit of what we like to call the boo-boo table. So everything from interestingly failed prints to where is that very interesting prototype firing pin. Yeah, I bet you've never seen a firing pin like that before. Yeah, that's a bit of a boo. Oh, another shifted print. So yeah, again, it does take failure to get some success. Again, all of the various. I'm gonna like this. I absolutely love this. Did this a while ago, and I've been meaning to do others, just haven't got the time, and we're going to do one of the magazines at some point, which is why that pile is all there. But yeah, that's pretty much the office there, and actually that's it for a tour of Magload. Hope this gives you a better idea of what we do. We do a lot more than I think people understand, and again, to reiterate, you know, we are a shop. You are more than welcome to come down here during our normal working hours, Monday to Friday, 10 till 5. We do recommend giving us a call, messaging us beforehand, just to double check. We might be at a competition, we might be in a meeting, or have somebody else down. But yeah, we're generally here within those times. We do everything from obviously our product range to the laser engraving to gunsmithing. We sell guns as well. We will trick out guns if you want that done. We take delivery of guns, and yeah, just do anything that will help any of our customers get hold of what they need or improve their current equipment to help them win. So yeah, if you've got any questions, if there's anything that you've seen that you want expanded on in a little bit more detail, you want to learn a little bit more of, then ask in the comment section below. More than happy to show something of interest in more detail to you guys. But let me know if there's something you want to see. Put it down in the comment section below. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope you found it interesting, something a little bit different. If you have, then please hit that like button and make sure you are subscribed. And of course, as always, I hope to see you soon.